All right. We are just about ready to get started here. Sorry for being a little late in my timing today. I think I should do it. That. Perfect. All right. And we are live as can be. Perfect. Just making sure you all can hear me okay. Sweet. Let me get the chat going here. Perfect. And supposedly, they should just pop up. Um, I think. Oh, oopsies. It's not that. That's not what I want. Okay, where is it? Stop. There we go. Perfect. Almost set here. Just have to fix something real quick. All right, that should fix some things. Perfect, that's what we want. All right. That is exactly what we want. Beautiful. All right, folks. Welcome back to Legitimate Aviation Live. We are here in the beautiful city of Boise. Wonderful, and that was our first departure of the day. That was the Alaska E-175. Haven't had a chance to get on the flight radar yet, but I'm sure that's going to something like Seattle or something rather. Anyway, welcome to the yet another episode of Legitimate Aviation Live. We are here at the Boise Airport, up atop the Boise Airport parking garage, this fine Easter Sunday afternoon. My name is Devin. I will be your host for the next probably 2.5 hours. So make yourself comfortable, sit back, relax, and enjoy the many different planes, different flights, whatever you want to call it. Right here is that Delta Airlines 737-900, I believe. Easiest way to tell is to look for the exit door, which there's not. Okay, so that must be an 800 with the split scimitar. And that guy is coming from Minneapolis, St. Paul, I believe. One of 2 flights a day right now. And while we are sitting here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the Flight Radar 24. Whew. Okay, so here we go. I might have been wrong. That is a 737-8 coming from Atlanta, not Minneapolis. There we go. And that is registration N384DA. Wonderful. So this is actually one of the first Delta 738s with the split scimitar winglets. I remember the announcement coming out a few months ago that they were starting with that. So this is just kind of like a rare view kind of thing. So yeah, pretty cool. Oh my goodness. Stay up there. All right, and it does look like we have an Alaska E-175 getting ready to head out to Pullman, Moscow, which is the city right on the border of Oregon and Idaho. So hence why it has two names. I think the airport is technically in Oregon, but that's okay. And there she is. That's the E-175 going to Pullman today. All right, and we will go ahead and wait if she gets out to the runway. Going back to our flight radar 24, which I cannot see, we have not a whole lot of arrivals. We do have one Alaska 737-9 ER coming from Seattle, landing here in about 5 minutes or so. And after that, it's kind of a little wee bit barren. Yeah, not a whole lot for arrivals. If we pull out our departures, let's see here. We do have the United 737-8 going to Denver, Colorado, here in about 10 minutes or so. Same with that, same Alaska 737. Two Deltas, and that's kind of the whole 3 o'clock hour. I'm checking to see if there's any other arrivals. Yeah, and then we got a couple E-175s for the 3 o'clock hour as well. Unless something goes horribly wrong, I do plan to be here till roughly 4:30-ish, maybe 5 o'clock, depending on how long my batteries last. That's the biggest issue. All right. Boom, bada boom. And that E-175 should be lifting off here any second now. All right. I guess we can zoom in now. Right there. That's what we're waiting for. Perfect. right. And this is Alaska E-175 going to Pullman, Moscow, up in, I don't know, northern Idaho. That's probably the best spot for it. Northern Oregon. It's right on the border. For those of you who do not know, Alaska, well, they claim they have a focus city here, but it's really just SkyWest and Horizon. So that's really cool. But Alaska does have roughly between 25 and 35 flights a day. You can't really put a number on it because their schedule's changing so much. Oh my goodness, I can't see with the sun. All right. How did that even look on camera? Yeah, okay, it looks okay. My stream is about 15 seconds behind or so, so I do get to see kind of what you're seeing as you're seeing it. All right, and the next departure today is going to be a United Boeing 737-800 going to Denver, Colorado. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to mess with some audio stuff real quick. And if you're just joining us, feel free to say hello in the chat. I'm always open to starting some conversations. But yeah, it's totally up to you guys if you want to speak up. Otherwise, we're just chilling here. I'm gonna see if I can add another. Huh. I'm not sure. There should be a way to add another audio. What is this? Okay, that seems a little more complicated than I would have liked. I want to see if my camera audio is any good, which I'm not guessing it is. But just so we can get some sound on here. Right. And looks like that 737 of Denver's getting on the move. All right. Perfect. Oh, there we go. Now it's on the move. And I'm keeping my eye out in the sky for other arrivals. There should be an Alaska 737-9 landing here soon. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll see. There we go. There she is. All right, and this is that Alaska 737-9 coming in from Seattle, Washington. And this is currently one of just two mainline flights a day for Alaska. Um, Again, also really inconsistent. Last summer they had, no, not last summer, last October, they had five mainline flights a day. And then they cut it to one, and now it's two. And it's going back to one in the summer. So it's a little inconsistent. It's hard to keep track of what Alaska's doing. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on with them. And we won't be seeing that one for a while. But Alaska has pretty short connection times or layover or whatever. So we will be seeing that guy depart later on in the stream, probably closer to the end of the stream. All right. It looks like we've got some sort of small, I can't see what it is from here. Where is it? Kind of looks like a cirrus or something. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. And I don't pickups. I don't see the United anywhere. So I'm guessing it either is behind the building or I'm blind or I don't know. We'll see. And the current local time here in Boise is 2:37 p.m. on this beautiful Easter Sunday afternoon. I hope you are all having a very pleasant Easter. I myself think I'm coming down with some sort of sickness, so you know, I've got that doomed feeling that oh shoot, the next week is gonna suck. But I'm not too bad today. But other than that, we're out of the airport, plane spotting. I mean, what can get better than that, right? And that is the United 737-8 going to Denver, Colorado. And for those of you wondering why I'm not in my normal spot, which is usually up top there, get a much better view, honestly. Um, it's because there's like 30-mile-an-hour winds today, which, just looking at it, you probably wouldn't be able to tell, but they're there for sure. So that is why I'm not a little higher and in my normal spot than usual. But yeah, that's fine. We can still see pretty well from this spot. So, um, yeah, I am considering trying to find other spotting locations here. Maybe not now, but for the summer. I'll be in a variety of different cities as well in the summer. Um, which, speaking of, actually, for those of you who do not know, coming up in June, we got the Legitimate Aviation Extravaganza. This is a live streaming event here on this channel, hosted by yours truly. We'll be going to Las Vegas, Seattle, and Minneapolis for a total of 4 streams, as well as flying on 2 new airlines for trip reports that will be posted over the next probably 8 months from now. So yeah, it's going to be a fun little event. I hope you all are able to join me on June 17th through the 19th. I'm squeezing in 4 streams in those days, so do be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, Kim Hoven says, hello, greetings from, I can't read that. Oh, sorry, I have a button in the way. NLI? NL. Shoot, the one time my screen is like tiny. Yeah, NL. Sweet. Well, welcome to the stream. I do hope you are having a wonderful Easter Sunday. And we are here out at the Boise airport doing some live streaming. So glad you could join us. And I believe our next departure should be happening any time now. Oh, sorry, why is that still up there? Kind of got rid of that. Looks like a nice day, nice Sunday in Idaho. Oh, for sure. Couldn't have been a better Easter Sunday. Yeah, it's looking like 2:42 p.m. And let's see what we've got on the departure spectrum, because arrivals were a little slow today. Huh. There we go. That's what we want. It looks like... Okay, so the Alaska 737 that just landed was supposed to be leaving now, so it's actually an hour late. So that's cool. We like that. Looks like our next departure is going to be a Delta E-175 going to Seattle. That's going to be in a little bit, actually. Let's see if we have any arrivals before then. Man, and not a whole lot of arrivals either. So, looks like we're gonna have some fun. I guess we can just chat. There's not a whole lot of us here. But, for those of you who are here, thanks for sticking around. It'll get busier in the 3 o'clock hour, that's for sure. I did want to be here around 1, except some things didn't go quite as planned, so I had to kind of move it down at 2 o'clock. So, but yeah, we're hoping to be out here till between 4 o'clock and 4:30, unless something miraculous happens and we're out till 5, but that's entirely dependent on my batteries, which, you know, they're kind of inconsistent some of the time, so... Alright. And if we're here long enough, we'll be able to see, let's see, an Allegiant, A320, and a couple of Southwest. Get some variety in here, because Boise's, you know, not great with variety. You know, it is what it is. And hopefully over the next couple months, we'll be able to get some improvements here on the channel. I'm hoping to hook up a mic to my camera, which didn't go well the first time, but maybe it'll go well the second time. So you guys can hear the planes taking off instead of just my voice. Hopefully I'll have at least a test stream for that in the coming months. And if so, we might have a working tarmac mic for the extravaganza. So that's pretty cool. Um, so we'll see. I need to find a mic that I know is actually going to work for my camera, because some of the mics actually are not compatible. So that's fun. All right, we're gonna go ahead and zoom in here on this Delta 737-8, get some of the ground action a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right. I guess that's a good time to do a nice temperature check. The current temperature here in Boise is 58 degrees. Um, yeah, partly cloudy, 58 degrees. Wind gusts here at about 17 miles an hour. Sweet. All right. And otherwise, because I don't have a clock on this stream, it's always time to remind what time it is here compared to where you guys are. It is currently 2:47 p.m. We are just waiting on a departure. That is the Delta E-175 going to Seattle. It's going to be a few minutes. This is kind of the slow time of the day, but it's about to kick up a little bit once the 3 o'clock hour hits. And it's pretty much going to be consistent, small airport action until the end of the stream once the 3 o'clock hour hits. So that's kind of what we're up against right now. Right now you're looking at one of Delta's new 737-8s with the split scimitar winglets. They just started installing those recently. So this is actually my first time seeing that in any situation in person. So that's kind of a neat scene right there. And yeah. And right behind that guy over there is the FedEx 757. I believe he's heading out later tonight. Checking flight radar real quick just to see. Okay, so we won't be seeing him depart. Whoa, he's not even on here. Actually, FedEx but just might not be flying today because it is Easter, and a lot of airlines do take that time off. Airlines, cargo, So let's see here. Okay, so he's like not even on the departure board. So it'll be a surprise if we see him leave. Um, yeah, but there is a UPS leaving at like 7 o'clock tonight. But we probably won't be here for that. Otherwise, let's check the arrivals board. We do have an Alaska E-175 coming in from Phoenix. He's going to be landing here. It says early arrival at 2:58, so another like 10 minutes or so. And we should be seeing him, what, I don't know. We should be seeing that land here in the next little bit. And then, yeah, only 3 arrivals for the 3 o'clock hour, but in terms of departures, we've got what, 1, 2, 3. That's it. Huh. Okay, I thought there was gonna be more than that. Only three departures as well. Um, but they're all kind of split up, so it'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right. Ooh, that was almost bad. And just a little look at the rest of the concourse here. This is the main terminal and the only terminal here at the Boise Airport. Uh, that is where, no matter what flight you're taking, that's where you go. Unless you're flying like a private charter or something like that. But yeah, we've got two concourses B and C. C operates a total of one airline, and that is Alaska Airline. They have good 20, 30 flights a day, depending on the season, out of here. Mostly on E-175s. And then Concourse B is all the other airlines, which currently consists of what? Delta, United, American, Allegiant, Spirit. Coming this summer, that I'm going to be on this inaugural, is Sun Country. They'll be here twice a week. I hope they do add more than just 2 flights a week. But I guess we shall see about that when the time comes. Yeah. So I do see some sort of arrival here in the sky. I'm assuming probably a Cessna of some sort. It's like, you know, a mile and a half out, so it's a little difficult to see. So we'll go ahead and zoom in on that. Perfect. All right. And here in just a few minutes, we will have a Delta E-175 departing for Seattle. Uh, that is one of Delta's, I think, 7 flights a day to Seattle or something. Seattle is a huge city for Boise, and yet they're all on little E-175s. But there's like 20 flights a day or something crazy like that, like 18 flights a day. Right. Dookie. And for those of you just joining us, on the replay, just looking for spotting videos, missed the live stream by a day or two. Thanks for tuning in. You are actually probably part of the majority of my views. viewers, so that definitely means a lot to me. Um, Especially here in Boise, most of the views come in afterwards. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, whether you're live or watching this after it's over. I repost all of my live streams once they are done, so you always have a chance to see that. And I believe that is the Alaska E-175 coming in from Phoenix. This is one of currently one flight a day, but coming this October, I believe, they're adding a second daily flight to and from Phoenix. That is on the E-175, of course. And we'll be seeing that guy take off later on in the day, I'm sure, because that's a regional jet. So usually those depart within the hour. Yeah. And we are killing it on battery power today. That's actually insane. So that's a good sign. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get onto the good old flight radar just to see. And let's see here. Yeah, nothing really close in the sky. And yeah, it looks like both those deltas are still running on time here. Perfect. Okay. And real quick, I'm gonna make sure the audio is doing okay after I get that. Perfect. Make sure I can hear my own stream. Ooh, voice crack. I'm definitely getting sick there. All right. Good. Okay, I can hear it. You can hear it. We're all good. That's perfect. That is exactly what I want. Now, do this. That's not what I want. I want this. And that's not what I want. I'm just trying to see if my camera has anything worth streaming on audio. I don't know where the add an audio slot went. I'm really confused. I think it's just this. Now, I apologize if the audio just goes crazy. We're just trying something out here. Huh. that doesn't look like it's it. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's working here. Huh, I'm not sure why. Okay, well that's fine. We'll deal with that later. I did want to try to get some sort of extra audio. Um, Maybe this is it. Oh boy. This could go many different ways. And I apologize if there's oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that's bad. Wow. That is really bad. I'm sorry about that. Okay, well that does let us know that we do in fact need a mic. Apologize for that chaos. All right, that is good to know. Uh, yeah, that is horrible. I mean, unless, my goodness. Oh, let's go to filters and see if I can add anything. Um, Probably noise suppressor. All right, we'll try that. Let's see if that works. I'm not gonna turn it up all the way this time. Let's see here. And if you're just joining us, I'm just testing out the sound here. I'm not hearing anything. Okay, so that's exciting. All right, well that's okay, that's horrible. So, okay, well, we tried. I think that's a job for the future, trying to figure out the audio system. And I also probably just need a mic. So, whoopsie-doo. And any second now, we should be getting a departure. It's supposed to be the Delta E-175 to Seattle. Not sure where he is. I mean, I know where he is, but I'm not sure why he's still sitting there. That's what we're waiting for right there. But for those of you, oh my goodness, for those of you just joining us, this is Legitimate Aviation Live here atop the Boise Airport parking garage. The current local time is 3:05 p.m. in the beautiful state of Idaho. We're checking out the temperature right now. It is 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy. Winds at, let's see here. Winds northwest at 10 miles per hour, and the wind gusts at 18 miles per hour. So, and that is why I'm not on the top of the taller parking garage, because there'd be blasts of wind, and that's not very fun. So we have the probably second best view right now. Yeah, and we are just here waiting for some of the Boise Airport action. Of course, it is a small airport, so there's not going to be a whole lot. Obviously, there's other streamers streaming in, LAX and Dallas and stuff like that, getting tons of action. Um, I don't have that luxury of living in those cities, so we're doing what we can. Um, but hey, coming up this June, we've got the Legitimate Aviation Extravaganza, a live streaming event here on the channel where we go to Las Vegas, Seattle, and Minneapolis uh, in the span of a few days on June 17th through the 19th, doing a total of, I believe, 4 different streams. So if you guys like streams in bigger airports, we're doing 4 streams within 3 days. That is June 17th through 19th for the Legitimate Aviation Extravaganza. So that's that. And I'm super excited to do it. We're also flying on 2 new airlines for the channel. That is Frontier and Sun Country. Those trip reports will be coming out probably, I'd say, between July and November. That is because I have a lot of trip reports planned that are being filmed all around the same time. So, which is a little annoying because you'll still be getting summer videos in December. But it does allow for content, so that is good. It looks like that Delta E-175 is pushing back for Seattle, Washington. Right. And we've officially hit the 3 o'clock hour. So hopefully we'll be getting a little bit more action. Um, it's not super busy again, because first of all, it is Easter. Um, but I think it'll be a fair amount. Of course, the 4 o'clock hour is when the evening arrivals and departures kind of start. So yeah, we'll kind of see what's happening. But thank you to all of you who are tuning in. If you do like the streams, if you do like what I do here on my channel, it would mean a whole lot if you left a like. And of course, subscribing is always a joy when I see that. But of course, doing all that stuff just lets me know that the content I'm making is worthwhile and that people are actually enjoying it. So, it's just kind of how I roll there. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey, and if you guys have any suggestions for trip reports or airports to visit, I'm more than willing to take those into account. My schedule's about to get a whole lot busier, so again, no promises, but I do, especially for streams, I do want to get to other airports. Hopefully, in the next year, I'll be back down in Vancouver. This time using a Canadian data service, so hopefully I don't get booted off 10 minutes into my stream. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be down in Vancouver here in the next little bit. Of course, Las Vegas, Seattle, Minneapolis, all those three are coming this June. Uh, and then, of course, unofficially, there's the idea of going down to LA. I'm probably not going to hit LAX just because that's oversaturated with streamers. As cool as it would be, um, I don't think that's a great move on my channel to try to compete with the larger streamers. So maybe Ontario, maybe Orange County, some of the, lesser known, smaller airports. Still kind of in the same area, but we'll see. And again, we are just waiting on that Delta E-175 to hit the runway and go on over to Seattle, Washington. Thank you all for your patience. And thank you all for tuning in, taking the time out of the beautiful Easter Sunday we've had, at least here in Boise, to hang out. And here in the next minute or two, we should have a departure of that Delta E-175 going to Seattle. And you can't see it right now. It's like way out, somewhere out here somewhere. There we are. There it is. All right. And in terms of arrivals, we should be getting one in here soon. I don't want to pull out Flight Radar because as soon as I do, that flight's going to take off here. Actually, while we're at it, excuse the shakiness of the camera here. I'm just moving my camera a little closer to my battery so I can get it charging here in a sec. All right. Focused on that guy. And of course, if you're just joining us, this Delta E-175 is taking off to Seattle, Washington. One of Delta's 7 flights a day to Seattle. Ooh, very light. It's very rare that you see a plane take off like that. Not even like a 10-second takeoff roll there. Right. And I do believe the next departure is going to be this Delta 737-800. Taking off, or departing here soon. Probably in about 15 minutes. But I think in between that, we have an arrival. Let's see here. Oh, maybe not. Oh, sorry, that arrival was that Alaska E-175 that landed 20 minutes ago. And the current local time is 3:18 p.m. here in Boise, Idaho. It is a beautiful Easter Sunday afternoon. Alright, well, I guess while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my camera here just so we don't lose any battery. Again, we do plan to be out streaming here till around 4:30. Again, that strictly depends on battery mostly and how I feel. But yeah. Get this plugged in here. Perfect. We're all set. We're all plugged in. That's probably gonna drain my battery, my extra battery, spare battery, a little faster. But considering it has not dropped a percent yet in the, what, 30 minutes we've been streaming? I don't even know how long we've been live here. An hour. Okay, we've been live for a whole hour at this point. That's crazy. Has not felt like an hour. We do have a miniature arrival here. Perfect. All right. And it's going to get a little difficult to see this guy here in a sec, so just be aware of that. All right. And if you're just joining us, feel free to say hi in the chat. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, of course, feel free to let me know. I have the chat open. I'm constantly checking. So I will definitely have a chance to get back to you. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, we're just waiting on some, we're just waiting on this Delta actually right in front of you. He's going to be our next departure. It shouldn't be too much longer. In fact, if I'm not going crazy, it looks like they're moving the jetway. Maybe that's just wind. But it shouldn't be too much longer here. So thank you for sticking around. Right. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get out here next month. I'm not sure exactly when. Because after this weekend, actually, my schedule goes bonkers for the next 2 months. So I do have a Spirit Airlines trip report coming out in May. Be the first Saturday of May, as usual, just the first Saturday of any given month. I try to post a trip report if I have any. I do have several trips booked slash planned. So hopefully I'll be able to get at least 8 trip reports out. Of course, that's going to be monthly, so that's next 8 months, starting in June, I think should be covered, maybe July. So that'll be good. That'll be really good, actually. That'll make it easy on me, so I don't have to figure out how to travel during school and stuff like that. Just doing my regular flight radar check here. Again, there's not a whole lot in Boise, but you never know. Every once in a while, there'll be like an emergency landing or something, or a diversion for some reason. Actually, Boise has quite a few diversions, mostly in the wintertime, but a lot of the times if a Salt Lake or something like that has, you know, some sort of emergency, flights will divert over here to Boise. All right. And it looks like there's a Delta E-175 coming from Seattle, looking to arrive 20 minutes early. So instead of 3:52, it's going to be arriving at 3:37. So, and that's according to Flight Radar. We'll see how accurate that is. And actually, the Alaska E-175 from Spokane is scheduled to get here at 3:47. So these flights actually might be a little better spread out than I originally thought they would be. So that's good. And hopefully we can get into the 4 o'clock hour, in which case we'll be seeing Allegiant, several Southwest, Delta A220, as well as I think a couple departures as well. And that's not all the arrivals. Okay, so mostly E-175 arrivals. Oh, I got the reverse. I'm silly. Okay, so the other way around. Mostly arrivals in the 4 o'clock hour and a couple regional departures. But yeah, so it should be a good next hour and a half or so. Again, thank you all for joining me. This is a good time. This is fun. All right. Let's So I'm keeping a lookout for the next arrival. It should be here soon. Oh my goodness, we're at six viewers. Sweet. Thank you guys. Um, Especially for Boise, right? Um, Thank you guys for tuning in. All right. And again, if you guys are just joining us and you have any questions, comments, concerns, I've got the chat open. I'm more than willing to answer you guys. Yeah, of course. I'm here to chat. So, um, and hopefully one of these days soon I'll be getting some tarmac audio as well, so you guys will be able to hear the planes, hear the flights. So that'll be good too. Otherwise, current local time here is 3:26 p.m. Here atop the Boise Airport parking garage on this beautiful, partly cloudy, 60-degree Easter Sunday. So, and of course, my name is Devin. I am the one and only host, and we are getting ready for some action here at the Boise Airport. So, thank you all for tuning in. It looks like that Delta's getting ready to leave. They're just loading up a few more bags there, and they should be on their way. On top of that, we do have a couple of arrivals coming in here soon. So we are starting to hit the busier time of the day. Kind of the evening rush is what we're heading into. And it looks like we are doing okay on battery. So that's a good thing. So until my batteries start complaining and dying, we'll be here. So hopefully we could get into maybe even 5 o'clock. That would be pretty special. I think that would actually be the longest stream I've ever had too. So yeah. But we will definitely last until 4:30. I think that's a safe bet. And for those of you who are interested in bigger airport live streams, coming this June, we got the Legitimate Aviation Extravaganza, where I am going to Seattle, Las Vegas, and Minneapolis over the course of 3 days and doing a total of probably 4 live streams. So that's going to be intense. That's going to be real. But of course, it would be awesome if you guys could join us for that event. And by us, I mean me. But I would be ecstatic to see you all there. If it's anything like the Sacramento stream I did in December, hopefully we'll have a nice group of people active on the stream, in the chat and everything. I believe when I was in Sacramento, I had max 15 total active concurrent viewers at any given time. So that was, for the size of the channel that I have, that was impressive. I was very glad about that. So hopefully we can have some fun during that. Otherwise, I appreciate all of you joining me here, and hopefully soon we'll get some real action. I think this Delta's about to push back here. If we zoom in a little bit, we can see they're getting ready with the tug there. Man, did somebody stream end or something? Because suddenly I'm getting like, suddenly people are joining the stream. It's funny. Well, let's see here. Oh my gosh. Stop talking. Stop. It's in YouTube. I didn't click on that. Oh, wow. Maybe all the streams are over. Okay, there's 1. There's 2. Okay, so there's a few. I hear an airplane, but I don't see it. And I don't think the runway directions have changed yet, so I'm a wee bit confused. All right. Yeah. Okay, so maybe it looks like the main ones that are usually streaming today are like LA flights and airline videos live. Looks like both of them are done streaming for the day, it seems. I can't see any of their streams. So, yeah, okay. All right. And any second now, I know I've been saying this for a while, but we're getting closer to the time. It's now 3:30, and there's supposed to be an early arrival um, and a departure. That Delta's supposed to leave at 3:30, so hopefully any second now we should be seeing him push back and in the skies. Sweet. All right. And I'm constantly looking up in the skies to see if there's any arrivals. Flight radar isn't the most efficient, especially when it gets busier. But anyway, this Delta you're looking at right now, this guy's a 737-800, one of the few in the split scimitar winglets. He's going to be pushing back here in a sec and going to Minneapolis, St. Paul. One of the upcoming extravaganza stream cities, too. And the funniest part is, I'm not flying Delta to Minneapolis, so... Oh, sweet! Looks like we got the Alaska Boeing 737-900 going to Seattle, Washington today. This is one of like 18 flights a day at the Boise airport to Seattle. I think Alaska has something like 12 or some crazy amount. Um, most of them aren't mainline like this, but there are still that many, so yeah. So it looks like it's gonna be this guy and that Delta as our two big departures for the next little bit. So be sure to stick around as we kind of get closer to that 4 o'clock hour. When a bunch of other stuff starts happening, we're gonna have some Allegiant, we're gonna have some Southwest. I think there's one United or something. So nothing crazy, but for Boise, that's pretty busy. So, yeah, but thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all having a wonderful Easter Sunday afternoon, or whatever time it might be, wherever you're from. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks like that Delta's got its engine lights on. There's probably a better name for that. And you can't see it on the camera at all, actually. It's like right there, too. There you go, now you can see it. Naga's pushing back, going to Minneapolis, St. Paul today. And right behind it, you can see the Alaska Boeing 737-900. She's going to be going out to Seattle, Washington. And if you look beyond that, that's the SkyWest hangar. SkyWest has a maintenance base, and I think a crew base as well, over here in Boise. So we do have, that's why you see so many SkyWest and E-175s and stuff like that. It's just because SkyWest has a crew base. So airlines are slowly pushing away from the regional jets here. I think Delta's going to have something like 11 mainline flights a day come this summer. And United's, I think, at 7, which is impressive for United because for the longest time they only had 2. So United having 7 mainline flights a day, Delta having 10 or 11. American's going to be roughly 4 or 5, depending on the month. It's going to be a busy summer, that's for sure. Spirit's going to have, I think, 2, but that's daily, so that's pretty good. And of course, Southwest, all being mainline, I think they're going to have something like 18 flights a day or something, maybe 15. So it's definitely going to be a busy summer this year here at the Boise Airport. It might actually be the busiest summer ever. So be sure to stick around for that. I will 100% be streaming in the summer. You can count on that. How often? That's unknown, but it will definitely happen at least the usual once a month. Ooh, windchill's getting a little chilly. And we are just waiting on two departures here. We've got an Alaska 737-900 way out in the distance over there. She's going out to Seattle, and then we've got that Delta 737-8 that you were just looking at, going out of Minneapolis. These are kind of the feature departures for the next little bit until we reach the 4 o'clock hour, kind of. And then right here is the Delta E-175 coming in from Seattle, Washington. Again, one of the many Seattle flights. I believe this guy is an early arrival. I think he's supposed to arrive at 3:50, if I read Flight Radar correctly. So this is good. I'm glad. All right, in just a second here, that Alaska is going to take off. So I'm going to switch over right now. That's probably good enough. Get a nice shot of that. Perfect. And one last time, this is the Alaska Boeing 737-900ER going to Seattle, Washington. One of just two mainline Alaska flights a day, on top of the many regional as well. Should be popping up there somewhere. Perfect. Looks like we got a little chart or something. It'll focus. And it looks like that Delta 737-8 is getting a move on here, so we'll be seeing that guy take off within the next, probably 5 or 10 minutes. Depending on how busy the runway is, of course. This guy, oh my goodness, it's so hard to track these little guys. All right, and there she goes. Perfect. That's a good shot right there. And registration, let's go ahead and zoom in on that. We got N384DA. Going out to Minneapolis, of course. I think I've said that quite a few times now. Man, I don't know where that Delta E-175 went that just landed. I would have expected it to have taxied around by now, but it has not. So I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. I see it. You'll see it in a second here. All right, and we'll focus on this E-175 for a second while that Delta's taxiing to the runway. I think it's going into 20 right there, 22 right there, so we'll see. Yeah. Looks like it is. Good, good. All right. And for those of you just joining us, we've got one more departure heading over to the runway right now. So that should be good. And I believe we do have one more arrival. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's another Alaska. Yeah, it's the E-175 from Spokane, I believe. So that should be landing here soon. I don't see it, but it seems like I haven't been able to see most of them until they're like right in the shot. So we shall see. All right. Anytime now, we're just gonna do a quick flight radar check just to see what's going on. And again, if you guys catch something and not I completely missed, you're always welcome to put it in the chat. I'm always open to suggestions or recommendations or whatever you have to say. But it's up to you guys. Yep, and it looks like we got a delayed 4 o'clock departure. And it looks like a few others. In terms of arrivals, we've got a lot of arrivals happening this next hour. So, yeah, we've got an Alaska E-175 from Spokane. Should be landing here in about 5 minutes or so. I think I see it actually. And we've also got that Delta getting ready to take off. So we're gonna. All right, for the last time, this is the Delta Boeing 737-800 going to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Sweet. And it looks like a good chunk of our interesting arrivals, at least, will be happening in the 4 o'clock hour. We've got some Southwest, some Allegiant, and some United. Yes, some United. Ooh, and an American. Sweet. So be sure to stick around for the 4 o'clock hour here on Legitimate Aviation Live. And the current local time is 3:45 p.m. My name is Devin. I'm here atop the Boise Airport parking garage. We do streams about every month or so. Yeah. It is about 60 degrees, partly cloudy. Winds at, last time I looked, it was wind gusts at 17 miles an hour. So, pretty windy day today, comparatively. And I saw something landing. I don't know where it went. There it is. Yeah, you can see it's pretty windy just from that guy. Man, it's so hard to keep this camera still when it's going so slow. My apologies. Oh, and he's going back up. All right. Wonder if it's some sort of flight training or something. Or just a pilot having some fun. And we're going to move off of that and get the Alaska E-175 from Spokane, Washington. And this is one of 4 flights a day going to Spokane, or coming from Spokane, I guess. Maybe it's 3 flights a day right now. Something like that. Oh my goodness. Can't keep the camera still for the life of me today. There we go, that's better. All right, and we probably won't be seeing that guy for a while. Perfect. And we have officially been live for 1 hour and 30 minutes today. Thank you all who have joined us so far. We've got hopefully about another hour left of the stream or so. I do want to try to make it till 5 p.m. today, so that's like hour and 12 minutes or so. We shall see. If it gets either too cold or my batteries die, that would obviously change that. But until that happens, I'm going to try to stick it out. Looks like today we have reached a grand total of 53 views so far. Thank you all so very much. I think that's actually double the last time. So, that is extremely wonderful to see for sure. All right, looks like the next arrival on the list here is the Alaska E-175 from Portland, Oregon. Most of the arrivals today until 4 something gonna be E-175s. And actually, I think all of the departures in the next hour are gonna be E-175s. But arrivals are gonna be where we see Southwest, Allegiant, American, stuff like that. So I'm not really gonna focus a lot on departures today. Just because, you know, you can see an E-175 anywhere. So, all right. But yeah, then after that, it'll probably be just a few minutes. And then yet another Alaska E-175 from Seattle. Then after that, it starts to vary. We start getting Allegiant and whatnot. Allegiant lands at 4:24-ish, something like that. And departures, we've got an Alaska E-175 going to Phoenix at, well, it says it's delayed till 4:20. And then a Delta E-175 going to Seattle around 4:30 or 4:40. And let's see. It scares me that my flight radar is not loading. If the connection is not good, please say so. Um, it's harder for me to tell, so I do have it up, but it's not always constantly watching the stream. And it looks like that is our next arrival. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's probably the E-175. I think either way, it should be an arrival from Seattle, so that makes it easy. It's either the Delta or it's the Alaska. So whoop-de-doo on that one. Where is it? It just vanished. Huh, there it is. All right, and this is that Alaska E-175 coming in from Seattle, Washington. All right, that's that. And I think we're just kind of sitting here for a couple minutes until the next activity. And so I think I'm gonna grab some water, kind of refresh my soul for the next hour. All right. Fantastic. And since nothing really is happening right now, I think it'd be a good time just to point out that we've got the Legitimate Aviation Extravaganza happening this June, June 17th through the 19th. I'll be streaming down in Las Vegas, Seattle, and Minneapolis, all within those 3 days, and in that specific order as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that, as well as some extra new trip reports on Frontier and Sun Country. That'll be kind of the result of that event. So be sure to join us then. Otherwise, Boise's kind of the home base. So yeah, otherwise, thanks for tuning in. I hope you are all having a fantastic Sunday Easter afternoon. And I hope it's just as nice of a day here as it is where you are from. Because it's like 61 degrees or something like that. Partly cloudy. Wind's a little strong, but not, you know, not where I'm standing currently. So it looks like, honestly, is that the same plane? It could very easily be the same plane. And I lost it. There it is. Guy's a little bouncy. And there she goes. Back up into the sky. Fantastic. And we are almost at the 4 o'clock hour, uh, which means we will have been streaming for almost an hour and 45 minutes. Uh, so we're like 10, 15-ish minutes away from having our longest stream ever on this channel. So that in itself is going to be impressive, right? I'm trying to make it to 3 hours today. Most of our streams have ranged between an hour and 30 to like 2:15 or something like that, in that sort of range. So we're hoping I can get to about 3 hours or so. We'll see how my battery handles it. I've officially lost 3% on my battery. Then again, it's only at 40%. I didn't have time to charge it all the way. So, but 3% in an hour and a half is pretty good. So we'll see. I definitely don't want to be out here past 6 though, because I have other stuff I have to do. But yeah. And for those of you just joining in, feel free to say hello. Put down any questions you have, any comments. I'm always here. I'm always here to react and answer those questions. Yeah, we can build a new conversation. All right. And of course, if you guys are enjoying the stream, if you're enjoying the kind of content that I post, I'd really appreciate it. And it would be super fantastic if you left a little like. Just one click of a button, you know. And of course, subscribing is always super awesome to do as well. That just lets me know that you guys like the content, you like what you're seeing, you like where the channel's going, and that encourages me to do it more. So the goal for this year, at the current moment, we'll see how fast we grow. The goal for this year is to get to 300 subscribers by the end of December, which may or may not seem crazy, but we did gain 80 subscribers in the last 2 months of last year. So it depends, you know. But yeah, goal for right now is 300. If we get past that, we're gonna set a new goal. But you know, just kind of an idea of what we're looking for. So, and yeah, thanks for tuning in. This is pretty fun, and hopefully this the next hour here we're gonna have quite a few more arrivals than we have been getting. We've been averaging around 3 arrivals an hour and about 3 or 4 departures an hour. So hopefully that number will pretty much double. So I think we'll have 8 arrivals and maybe 6 departures, which again isn't a ton, but it is a step up from the last hour and 42 minutes of the stream. So be sure to stick around for that. Should be getting some action here soon. Yeah, otherwise, just kind of hanging out. I don't know if any of you guys are from around here, from Boise, or maybe any of the airports I plan to visit, travel to, stream at. But I do have legitimate aviation stickers. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I have merchandise. I'm not selling it because I know probably nobody will buy it. Just, you know, thinking reasonably how many viewers I actually have. But if you do happen to stop by while I'm streaming, you can get one of these fancy, wow, see if I can hit the sunlight. There we go. Fancy legitimate aviation stickers. Um, and there's going to be a new edition of them coming out this summer with my actual name on there, like legitimate aviation, stuff like that. So, something to look forward to. Again, those are only available if you happen to spot me while I'm streaming, or if you manage to recognize me in the airport. Um, those are the only two spots that I'm going to give you a sticker, though. If you come find me in the middle of an Albertsons, yeah, don't do that. Come say hi, but that's about it. While I'm streaming or whatever. Yeah, we've got stickers, we've got a nice view, and of course we have all of you guys to say hi. So that's pretty cool. It looks like we do have an Alaska E-175. Honestly, I have no clue where he's going. I think he's going to Phoenix. That's the next departure on the list. So I think it's N629QX. It's an Alaska E-175 operated by Horizon Airlines, which is a Alaska Airlines subsidiary. Going to Phoenix. Oh, yeah. And we'll zoom in on that guy since there's nothing else really to look at. Fantastic. And I really hope this, I'm always scared because I have like a pop-out chat on my computer. I'm always scared that it's not updating and it's just missing a bunch of people's comments. Which it does not look like it is. That's okay. All right. We're gonna go ahead and check the arrivals board here. Now that it's the 4 o'clock hour officially, we should be having some. Hey, it looks like we got an Alaska E-175 from Seattle as our next arrival here. Oh goodness, stinging ads. All right, give me a sec. Man, where are they all? An Alaska E-175 from Burbank. Should be some Southwest. I'm not sure where they are. Yep, we got a United E-175 from San Francisco. There's the Southwest. And the Southwest 737-700 from Long Beach. That's all I see kind of near on the map. What about the actual flight radar? Allegiant's still supposed to be here at 4:24, except it says it hasn't departed yet. So that's a little concerning. We may or may not be seeing Allegiant today. Because it says scheduled departure was 1:14. And it is no longer 1:14. So I don't know. We may or may not see that Allegiant today, unfortunately. But there's a Southwest 737-700 coming from Sacramento, as well as a Delta A220 from Salt Lake City. And then see, that's delayed till 5:45. See? Delays are not very helpful. Where is it? There it is. And this is that Alaska E-175 going to Phoenix Sky Harbor. Perfect. Man, I'm not really sure why my screen is so laggy. It says I have excellent connection, and all of my everything says I have like full bars and everything. So apologize for that kind of laggy almost frame issue. Maybe it's a frame. Maybe I have like low FPS going on or something. I'll have to double check that. My computer's a little confusing sometimes. Right. And what we got going on here? We have officially reached 3 likes today. You know, if we can get up to 5 or 6 likes by the end of the stream, that doesn't sound like a lot, but that would be good. I would not complain. Streams don't usually get as many likes as my trip reports, probably because I get average 5 times more views on my trip reports. You know, doesn't matter. All right, and I think we're just gonna kind of wait for a few minutes. I'm a little mad that Allegiant hasn't left yet. It's coming from Orange County as well, so even if it did leave, it would take 2 hours to get here. But maybe that's just Flight Radar lagging. So alright, is that a worthwhile arrival over there? Oh, sorry. Alright. Alright, so we are just gonna pretty much be waiting for arrivals. The arrivals are far more interesting than the departures, mostly because of the Southwest and the Delta. So, man, I need to do like a 6 a.m. stream one of these days. Get all of like the big, the morning rush and stuff like that. That would be cool. That'd be crazy. Except I can only do that in the summer because it's way too cold over here. I'd have to do that like, I don't know, July or something, when it's still like 65 degrees in the morning, 70 degrees, something like that. Yeah, that would be cool. When I go down to Seattle, I'll be doing a somewhat late night stream, a later night stream than I have any other time. I think I'll be streaming around 8 o'clock or so. It just kind of depends. Seattle is a very weird airport to go stream at. The parking garage isn't tall enough. I did find one spot on Google Maps of all places, except I'm not sure if that spot is actually still there. So I'm heavily relying on Google Maps and Street View to plan out my streaming location in Seattle. So if that doesn't end up happening, that'll be completely my fault. Except there's really only like 2 spots to stream at, and I don't have a ton of time in Seattle either. So we shall see. Vegas, I've already planned out. I already know where I'm going. Shouldn't be any problems there. And Minneapolis, um, that's for sure gonna happen. That's easy peasy. The only unsure things that I have is like some parking garages, they don't really have any like flat surfaces that isn't the ground. And so when that happens, it's like I don't really have anywhere to put my computer, stuff like that. And so I haven't actually been able to see if any of these parking garages have that, but most of them are older, so I'm going to assume they have, uh, these pillars or whatever that have space on them. In worst case scenario, I think I'm just going to bring a thing of double-sided tape. And if I need to, I'm just going to tape my stuff to the wall. But we'll see. Yeah. And I'm seeing another arrival coming in. It's an Alaska E-175 coming in from somewhere. I don't. Where is it coming from? Coming in from. Oh, did I screw those up? Oh, maybe I did. It's coming in from Seattle. I think the other Alaska I saw earlier was coming in from Portland. Oops. So give it 30 seconds or so, and we'll be able to catch that arrival. It's gonna go right behind this parking garage, and it's gonna come out right about here. So just give us a few seconds, and we shall see that guy land. All right. Man, takes a hot minute for it to come out the other side, doesn't it? There she is. All right. Oopsies, man, this is painful. All right, there you go. That is one of what, 8 arrivals? Oh, actually, probably went down to 6 because one's delayed till like 5:30 or something, and one's seemingly doesn't exist. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Well, it looks like the next arrivals are going to be an Alaska E-175 from Burbank, a United E-175 from San Francisco, and a Southwest 737-700 from Long Beach, as well as a Delta A220-100 from Salt Lake City. Yeah, and we're gonna miss the American, unfortunately. We're gonna miss the Allegiant. Um, and we'll probably miss these two Southwest. That guy seems like he's leaving pretty late, so I don't know. It'll definitely be close. But we'll also see how much battery we have left. If there's like a ton of battery still, and I'm not feeling absolutely dead inside, we'll just stick around for him. All right. And we've reached a total of 61 views today. So that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. Just on this stream. So I mean, for the size of channel that we are, that's pretty good. Perfect. And just give it a few more minutes, and we should be getting some action here. That Delta E-175, which you can see, is going to Seattle at about 4:35 or so. And then we've got two Alaska E-175s, probably honestly the ones you just saw land, going out before 5 o'clock. Oh, there we go. Yep, the Allegiant just got delayed. It's delayed till 8:30, at least departure-wise, which means it's probably going to get in at like 7:15 or so, 7:30 maybe. So scratch the Allegiant. I apologize for that. But everything else seems to be running somewhat on time. Right. Well, how are all of you? How's it going? Just chilling, checking out the small life of the Boise airport. Hopefully one day this airport will grow. It's growing. They want to build a new concourse, but they're taking their time on that one. They said it should be done by 2029, I think now. Which is like, okay, by that time it's gonna be a completely different situation. So who knows if they'll even build as big of a concourse as they want to. It's supposed to be 10 new gates, which would effectively grow the airport by a third of the size. Um, Currently, I think there's 24 gates or something. So that would be, no, that's not a third. I'm really bad at math. I don't know what that is. It would grow it a lot. Let's just say that. So, like 48% or something. We'd be up to 34 gates, which in terms of, in terms of actual size, isn't huge. I think that's actually about the size of Omaha. Maybe it's a little bigger. Maybe Milwaukee. But in terms of passengers, at full capacity, that's gonna boost the passenger numbers up to like 8 million passengers a year or something like that. Because right now, we're edging 5 million at the Boise airport. So, with a whole new concourse able to hold, you know, 6 mainline jets, like I would assume probably 757s. You're not going to build a terminal to fit A320s. I would assume they'll probably be able to fit at least 757s. Maybe a couple of them will fit 67 sized planes. With that, plus like 4 other gates that are, meant for smaller planes. I mean, that's gonna grow this place like crazy. And then after that, there's no room. So that's kind of where Boise's at right now. If Boise Airport ever wants to expand again, they either have to pull a Detroit where they just build another concourse on the other side of the airport, or they just have to build a whole new airport, which honestly wouldn't be the worst idea. But I guess we'll see. And it feels like it's getting colder. Either it's getting colder or I'm just not doing well. Ooh, that lighting looks weird. There we go. Focus the lighting more over there. All right. And thanks to all those who are still watching for your patience. I know it's a small airport, so we don't get a whole lot of action over here. But I hope my ranting is keeping it a little entertaining. Maybe informational or something like that. You're always welcome to pitch in on the chat. That'll make the conversation a little more interesting. At least interacting with the viewers and whatnot, stuff like that. But it's up to you. Current local time here in Boise is 4:22 p.m. on Easter Sunday, March 31st. My name is Devin. We are here up atop the Boise Airport parking garage, hosting Legitimate Aviation Live, which is a once a month, usually once a month stream here at the Boise Airport, my home base. Of course, every once in a while we head out to other airports such as Vancouver, Sacramento. This summer we're going to Vegas, Seattle, and Minneapolis, which, by the way, that's a part of the Legitimate Aviation Extravaganza, June 17th through 19th. Besides that, we post monthly trip reports as much as we can. I don't fly a whole lot, but when I do fly, I try to always get a window seat so I can film some sort of a review or a trip report or something like that for you guys. And I try to get those out monthly as well. So, not a whole lot of content on the channel, but I'd say it's pretty consistent. So, if there's no trip report, there's probably a stream, and if there's no stream, there's definitely going to be a trip report. And then sometimes there's both. But yeah. So hopefully this summer there's going to be a nice variety of content for you guys. But we'll see. We shall definitely see. I'm going to check the temperature because it's like, it feels cold, but I feel like it'd be warmer than it was. Let's see here. It is 61 degrees here in the beautiful city of Boise, Idaho. Partly cloudy. You can see out in the distance over there, there's some clouds coming in. But other than that, wind northwest at 12 miles per hour. Max wind gust 21 miles per hour. In case humidity matters to you, it's 30% humidity, which is horrible. I'm sure most of you probably live in places where it's average 60, 70, 80, 90% humidity, because that's the majority of the world, honestly. So, yeah, not too much going on, but it's okay. And it looks like we have officially hit 180 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that. Thank you so much for your support. Again, the goal for this year at the moment is to get to 300 by the end of December. Of course, if we hit that in July or something, we're gonna extend it. But that's the current goal. But again, thank you guys so much for 180 subscribers. Yeah, sweet. And I want to say we only have about 30 minutes left of the stream, but my batteries are killing it today. So you guys might even get into the 5 o'clock hour too. So we shall see about that. All right. And I think there's an arrival somewhere. I thought I saw lights out in the distance. Yeah, the Alaska E-175 from Burbank is about to touch down here. Let's see. Do I see it? Oh, there she is. All right. And this is that Alaska E-175 from Boise, Idaho. Boise, what? Burbank. Burbank, California. It's landing in Boise, Idaho. My goodness. Yeah. So after this one, I believe is a Southwest. Not immediately after, but soon after. And I do see some comments on the chat. I'll get to those here in just a sec. Want to make sure I get this shot because, you know, in LAX, you know, when the streamers in LAX are streaming, like they could miss 5 planes and they'd still have a full day of action. In Boise, if you missed 5 planes, that's like an hour of action. So, all right, let's see here. What's going on here? There we go. North Sky Aviation says, good afternoon from Newcastle, UK. Sweet, we got someone from the UK watching our stream. Awesome, dude. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope you are having a fantastic, I think it's still Easter there, right? You guys are only like 7 hours ahead or whatever, at least Idaho time. So I hope you have had a great Easter. Of course, that is if you celebrate Easter. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the stream. All right. And it looks like our next departure today is going to be that Delta E-175 going to Seattle, I think. He hasn't pushed back or anything yet, but that is the next departure today. In terms of arrivals, I'm going to double check flight radar. Looks like our next arrival is going to be the United E-175 from San Francisco. That is N624UX, operated by SkyWest Airlines. And he should be landing here in about 7 minutes or so. Again, that's according to flight radar. All right, and North Sky Aviation just said, just subscribed. I had a good Easter. It is 11:30 p.m. here now. Nice to see a different airport. I 100% agree with you. It is always refreshing to have a good airport. Of course, thank you for subscribing. It actually means a lot to me, a lot more than some people might think. And again, I am very glad you've had a good Easter. Good. I fit all the things on there. And yeah, 11:30 p.m. That's pretty late. Um, I guess it's probably nice to see some daylight that late at night, right? Seeing that on the stream. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Um, not too busy today. All right. And yeah, we've got that United E-175 landing here soon. Looks like that Delta's pushing back now, which means he's probably going to be right up against the runway right when that United lands, honestly. Or he's going to be going over there right as United lands. So there's that. And then right behind the United is the Southwest 737 from Long Beach. That is a new route actually out of Boise. Just started in I think October. It is once or twice weekly, usually on the weekends. I think right now it's only on Sundays. Which, ooh, lucky me, I get to see a one time a week flight during my stream. But I think summers is boosting to 2 weekly flights on the weekends. So that'll be pretty cool. I did actually consider doing an inaugural on that one, flying that one on the first flight. But that evidently did not come to fruition, so oops. Mostly because of school and whatnot. Let's see. Newcastle Airport is very similar. You get a rush now and then nothing for a couple hours. Yeah, that's that's pretty much exactly what Boise's like. I mean, Boise we've got, on the least busy time of the day that isn't, 3 a.m. We get between 2 and 4 arrivals and or departures at any given time. So it's okay. But I mean, if you're here around 6, 7 a.m. or another rush is between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m., like those times are crazy busy. Between 5 and 7 p.m. is kind of the evening rush. That's when a lot of kind of last flights of the day arrive and depart. And then starting 7 p.m., that's kind of the evening rush of arrivals. And that kind of goes to around 1 a.m. Yeah, it's for a small airport. I mean, I think we get a decent amount of activity. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I actually want to look up Newcastle. I've probably isn't a surprise, but I've never been to Newcastle. So I've been to the UK. I've been to London, of course. Is it NCL or NTL? I guess we'll see. Oh, it's probably NCL. Okay, so you guys have, yeah, you guys have a fair amount. You actually are probably a busier airport than Boise in terms of passengers, maybe not flights. So I mean, pretty much all of these flights on here are like A320s, 737s. I got a couple Embraers in here, but yeah, you guys probably get a little more passengers than we do. Sounds very similar. We got one. You guys have an Emirates flight? Oh, hold up. Before I check that, I'm gonna catch the United. I don't want to miss an arrival. And this is that United E-175 from San Francisco. United now has 4 daily flights to San Francisco. That number drops down to 2 or 3 in the summer, except they're bringing in a mainline, an A320 later at night, going to and from San Francisco. So, yeah, United used to have, I think, 6 San Francisco flights a day, all on CRJ 200s. And it was the saddest thing to see. Because, like, nobody liked the CRJ 200s. And honestly, nobody needed 6 daily flights of that. Because I do think most people would prefer to, just do the one. All right, well, let's see. Where's the Emirates? I'm not seeing Emirates. Maybe I'm just blind. I see EasyJet, British Airways, KLM, CityJet, Jet 2, KLM. Oh, there we go, Emirates. Oh yeah, you guys get a stinking 777 every day. Yeah, you guys are chilling. Uh, I wish we had some sort of international out of here. Except Boise Airport getting 777s, that's probably 15 years away, honestly. Maybe if we're lucky, like 10 years away, I could see maybe British Airways, um, maybe Virgin Atlantic, very, very possibly like a low-cost airline like oh, what is it called? I forget what it's called. I don't know. Maybe Hawaiian, they might fly an A330 in here, but they just have to start flights, period, before they get to the A330. So you guys are, it is a star attraction of the day, the 777. Yeah, I bet it is. Especially because it's Emirates. Like, Emirates is just a kind of cool airline to see in any situation. Even LAX, Emirates is the, well, then again, they fly an A380 there, but they're like the star attraction there. So I don't doubt that, honestly. Yeah, I'm hoping one of these days we're gonna get like Valaris, maybe um Viva or Aeromexico, maybe Air Canada or WestJet. At least so we could get some international flights. Because you know, once an airport gets international flights, then they're more of a consideration for bigger planes. Like down in Newcastle, I mean, I guess it's intra-European mostly, which I don't know if that's considered domestic or international. Um, but it does look like you guys have some variety. Oh, sweet. Good to meet you, Mark. Um, in case you haven't heard yet, my name is Devin. I am the sole and only person on this channel, which means I film everything, I edit everything, I run all of the streams, hence why I only do monthly uploads. Because it's a lot, sure. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Glad to see we have people outside of the US checking out our stream. Um, that's always like a mini celebration, right? Right, it does look like we have an Alaska E-175 pushing back. I would I would show my camera on it, except there's the walking bridge blocking it, so all you will see is half the tail. So we'll just skip out on that one, but that one will be taken off right over where you're looking right now, here in the next few minutes, probably the next 10 minutes, I'd say. Gets a lot busier in the summer with holiday flights to Spain, Greece, and Turkey. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it does. I 100% would imagine it probably would be. And it's probably both ways too. Like sometimes like the touristy flights or whatever are kind of usually one way. Like if, for example, Boise got a flight to, oh, I don't know, even Hawaii, which for the US, you know, that's just a domestic flight. It would mostly just be one-way travelers, mostly people going to Hawaii to visit, not coming to Boise to visit. But I mean, for you guys, I mean, both directions. I mean, people from the UK probably want to go to Turkey, Greece, and Spain, but vice versa. I mean, those people probably want to go visit the UK. And Newcastle's probably a whole lot cheaper to fly through than it is like LHR or uh, I forgot Manchester's airport code. Um, Even Gatwick. Um, so yeah, I'd imagine that would be a pretty popular site. Here's that Southwest 737-700. going or coming in from Long Beach. This is one of just one flight a week. Not on Southwest, just to Long Beach. Yeah, Southwest has between 11 and 15 flights a day, depending on the time of the season. This summer, I think they're hitting 15. So, they don't have any, focus seat or anything here. They're not that big. But it is nice to see Southwest, that's for sure. All right. Oh man, my screen still looks like it's lagging, which might not be bothersome to you guys, but for me, it's like when my screen's lagging, I get PTSD from the first few streams I did with my old computer, where you just couldn't see anything. Let's see, MAN from Manchester, which I go to quite a bit to film videos. Yeah, I'd imagine. Uh, where's Manchester? And I assume that's probably pretty close to you if you go there and film stuff. But yeah, Manchester, Gatwick, LHR. Those are the main, English airports, and you got uh, what, Wales and Ireland and stuff like that around there as well. Yeah, so I've actually never been to Manchester. At some point, I do want to go there, just because, well, I like traveling, right? So at some point, I do want to get to more of those European airports, mostly because it's probably the safest places I could visit. And it's also like almost painfully easy to get there from the US, like any of those places. So at some point, I'll probably be down there, and maybe I'll even stream. But that's not gonna happen anytime super soon. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of cool. You get to go film down in Manchester. I would assume you have a YouTube channel, considering your name, right? I'll probably go check that out after my stream. This is that Delta A220 from Salt Lake. Finally, something other than an E175. In the summertime, Delta has all mainline flights a day to Salt Lake. That's 5 flights a day. Either on the A220, the A320, or the 737-8. And it kind of varies as well from all that stuff as well. Every once in a while, it'll be a Dash 9 or an A321. But it's usually those main three that I mentioned there. So around 3 hours away from me in car to Manchester. Heathrow's about 6 hours. Whew. Yeah, so you have to be committed to go to Heathrow, that's for sure. But yeah, 3 hours is not horrible, I don't think. Yeah, okay, I kind of assumed you had a channel. But honestly, why not? For those of you who are here, if you want to go check out North Sky Aviation, you guys can. Yeah, I mean, some of the larger channels, it's like, oh, what, we would never shout out anyone. Uh, I've got 180 subscribers. I'm not a major channel or anything, so you guys are more than welcome to go check them out, preferably after the stream, but, I'm gonna go check them out after the stream, so. But of course, if other people here have a YouTube channel, don't take this as a moment to think, oh, I can go advertise. No, this is a one-time situation. Yeah. All right, well, that's cool. And I think we've got one more arrival, at least in this 4 o'clock hour, and that is going to be that Southwest 737 from Sacramento. We'll see if it's on time today, though. That's one of the main issues today, is a lot of these flights are getting delayed. We were supposed to see American here at about 4:45 or so, like right about now. That's delayed an hour. Allegiant, that was supposed to land as well. That's delayed 2 hours. No, 4 hours. Something like that, 3 hours? I don't know. Delayed a while. Yeah. Check it out after the stream, not during. I shouldn't be live for too much longer though. I'm thinking probably, considering my battery levels, my battery is not dying as quickly as it did last time. And I've even got a spare battery, so if I really wanted to, I could be here. I could probably be here till 7. Although I'm not feeling the greatest today. So just in terms of my health, considering it's windy and a wee bit cold, I'll probably have to not stay till 7. But yeah. Anyway, thanks to North Sky Aviation for being pretty much our sole commenter today, our sole chat visitor. Haven't had a whole lot of chats today, so it is nice building conversation off that. So thank you for that. Yeah, we're just kind of chilling. We're just here. Looks like we've got a total of 4 likes today, which is not bad. I think our goal is 5 or 6 today. And I keep sending my chat out of the picture, so oops. All right, and it looks like that A220 is going to be pulling around here in just a second. Did you say it was 11:30 p.m. there? Like, oh, it is. Okay. It's crazy. Well, for those of you just joining the stream, I'm just going to point out that coming this June, we've got the Legitimate Aviation Extravaganza. Isn't that cool? It's just a 3-day event, June 17th through the 19th, where we stream in Las Vegas, Seattle, Minneapolis, a variety of different airports over the course of 3 days. So you'll most likely be getting 2 streams on the same day because I basically use my connection time at those airports to stream. So there'll be short streams, but I am going there for the summer, so be sure to check that out. Otherwise, I do see an arrival and a departure actually, so yeah, that will be the kind of fun thing to do. All right, and there's that departure. I actually have no idea where this guy's going. Probably, I mean, the best bet is going to Seattle, right? Mostly all of these departures go to Seattle and Alaska. Either that or Portland. But this one I'm not entirely sure about, so. But yeah, and on top of that, the extravaganza will also include new trip reports on Frontier and Sun Country. Which will be pretty fun. That's the first time I'm flying both of those airlines. So be sure to check that out. And that's the next arrival today. I think the aviation live streams on YouTube and channels are getting too competitive. We all have the same passion to stick together. Oh, for sure. Luckily, I think, I'm not going to explain my strategy, but I think I have a good strategy on how I'm going to separate myself. That and with my trip reports as well. I mean, how many people make flight reviews on YouTube, right? I have a pretty good idea of strategy for trip reports too, but both those strategies are kind of long term. And that's also assuming I grow more than, 10 subscribers a year or whatever. So hopefully the extravaganza will expand the fan base a little bit here. Which I'm not trying to be selfish or anything. That's just the reality of it, right? Hopefully we'll get more viewers and stuff. But yeah, I do agree. We kind of all have to stick together. I am trying to get in contact with other, smaller aviation YouTubers, right? Just to have kind of a base of other content creators, because none of my friends, none of my family are into this kind of stuff. So I'm like, where I'm from, all of the people around me think I'm weird because I like planes. Which isn't horrible. They're not judgmental or anything. They're just not interested. So, but yeah, aviation community is definitely a very niche community. Um, Actually, I guess I could just check out your channel right now. I'm just waiting for the departure. Um, what is it called? Newcastle Aviation? No, North Sky. Might as well. I probably won't watch anything because I have to focus on my stream, but we'll see what it's like. Yeah, it's out. Okay, sweet. So we got plane spotting, we got uh takeoff and landings, stuff like that. Oh, good. Looks like pretty high quality too. Sweet. And you actually get a decent amount of views too. The one plane spotting video I posted got like 50 views or something, and it never got any popular. So I've moved away from plane spotting, but it looks like you've got it covered. Um, yeah, this one's got 1K, Singapore A350. Yeah, you're chilling here. How many views total you have? Oh, that's why you've got 13,000 subscribers. Of course. Yeah, I've got 4 million views. Okay, so you're chilling. You're good. Uh, yeah, you're doing okay. Hopefully one day I will get to that point too. We shall see. But for now, we're just filming this Alaska E-175. Which at this point, I've lost track of where these are going. I haven't checked Flight Radar in quite some time. And as much as it's fun to think about the future of my channel, because boy, do I have a ton of ideas if I grow. If this channel gets to, 10,000 subscribers or whatever, um, the the opportunities are endless. Um, there's so many things I want to do, but it all requires a decent sized audience. Uh, I don't live stream, I just do videos. It's the best community. My wife thinks I'm crazy. Haha, well, yeah. That's the fun part about being in the aviation community is most people think you're crazy, but for the people who don't, like aviation community is one of probably the most supportive communities out there. I mean, they don't, it's not like gaming streamers or whatever who get donations or whatever, and they're like, oh my goodness, you just killed a person in Fortnite. You're so cool, here's $100. But like the people seem to be some of the most, at least some of the nicest people around. Definitely very supportive. I've had several, even on Instagram too, several larger YouTube channels follow me. Nothing like, LA Flights or QFS Aviation, but channels that are larger than me. So yeah, I definitely appreciate the aviation community. And for those of you watching who aren't necessarily in the aviation community, you're more than welcome to. We're always here. there's always people to get to know, right? I just keep going, man, and we'll get there. I nearly gave up so many times, but all I can say is just enjoy it. The aviation community is the best community around, definitely the nicest people around. Right, exactly, for sure. Right? Because, like, you got the gaming community who's like, they're only nice to if you're actually like superior at the game, right? Otherwise, you just get no views or you just get hate. there's the reaction community, of which I actually tried doing before this channel. Good luck finding those videos because I took them all down. Uh, that didn't go well. So yeah, but this is a hobby. I know a ton about aviation. So, and I travel a lot. I live like 20 minutes away from the airport, so it's like really easy for me to get out here. But yeah, I understand what you mean by giving up. Uh, I've tried 4 other different channels before this one. Well, before slash during this one. None of them went very well. I tried comedy skits with my friends. That was fun. That was probably the most entertaining to film because it was all improv, right? That didn't get any views though. That wasn't popular. Nobody liked it. People thought it was cringy, which it was. I tried an ARG, of which I won't name. That's actually still around, but it's not popular either. Yeah, I tried reaction content on the same channel. I tried gaming content. I tried a podcast. Right, so this is like the kind of I've given up on trying something new, but I know a lot about this kind of channel, and I also just enjoy it. So that's me oversharing again, right? Yeah, that is so true. That is so true, North Sky. It literally does not matter. And actually, when you're from places other than the US, because YouTube is a US company, right? And so the majority of its users are from the US. Maybe not now as much as it used to be, but for sure, it's like, especially if you're not from the US, if you're a content creator and you have aviation content, it's like, yeah, they definitely stick together. And I'm realizing how behind the stream is just from where these comments are showing up. That's funny. But yeah, I definitely agree. Aviation community always sticks together. Um, it's probably partially because we all know we're nerds. And even if you don't look like a nerd, if you have a YouTube channel and you make aviation content and you sit in a chair filming big machines, yeah, you're a nerd. I'm a nerd. You can't really get around that. But I think that's also partially why it's such a easy community. Is because we all know we've got a weird hobby. We're all nerds. But it's also fun. So yeah, I've definitely had a lot of a lot of different ventures, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And most people don't know about that. Most of those channels I've either deleted the content or just kind of just forgotten. Sweet. Well, we've officially reached the 2 hour and 41 minute mark of the stream. This is officially by far the longest stream I've ever done. And it's actually going better than I expected. Your wife thinks you're a geek. Yeah, well, all of my friends think that, so. But hey, that's what the aviation community is for, right? There to tell you, you are a geek, but it's okay. And honestly, what separates us from being a pilot? Like the pilots, everyone thinks pilots are cool, right? Well, then again, they can fly a plane. Most of us content creators just film the plane, so I guess that's the difference. But you know, all right. Well, it's officially the 5 o'clock hour, which means it is 5 o'clock. Thank you all here for tuning into the stream. My name is Devin. You are watching Legitimate Aviation live here atop the Boise Airport parking garage. Uh, we are here just waiting for some action, some flights. I think the 5 o'clock hour has some stuff saved for us. We shall see though. Not exactly sure how much longer I'm gonna be here. My battery's doing fine, but I'm getting a wee bit tired and stuff, and I've got other stuff I have to get done. It is 61 degrees here in Boise. 30% humidity, partly cloudy, totally sunny, and it's just overall a beautiful Easter Sunday afternoon here on March 31st, 2024. And so that's fun. She comes with me now and again to watch planes and also enjoys it. Hey, there you go. Found someone who enjoys watching planes with you. Yeah, all of my friends, obviously I'm not married, but all of my friends are like, they'll tag along. And some of them, they try to be interested. Like, they'll try to learn or whatever. And some of them like traveling. So I do, my most recent Vegas trip, I went with a friend. And so some of them, you know, they enjoy traveling, and they'll try to kind of just stick around and learn stuff from me. Because I'm not the most educated, but I typically know a lot about what I'm talking about. I know how to travel. But hey, if you found someone who enjoys watching planes with you, that is a bonus. All right, we've almost reached a record for today's stream. 5 viewers. I think the record for today is going to be 7. Well, beating the record would be 7. But thank you all for joining. It totally means a lot to me. If you do enjoy the content you're seeing, if you do like the trip reports, the live streams, and of course all the commentary I make, whether it be oversharing or just informational or whatever, or silly things I say, do be sure to leave a like. It means more than you think. Of course, subscribing is always, subscribing is like money on the YouTube community. So it's like one step below getting a donation. So, of course, if you do want to subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. I don't post a whole lot, so you won't be flooded with notifications. I do just try to post monthly, maybe twice monthly if it's like kind of a busier time. Is that a drone? What is that? Is that just a balloon? I don't even think I'll see it. What's that white thing? Dude, what is that? I think that's just a balloon. That is a massive balloon for me to be singing from here, though. That's funny. That's actually really funny. Someone lost their balloon. All right, and see, that's why I gotta stick around. Sometimes you get unexpected surprises. And that will not be on Flight Radar either, so. Yeah, and I'm slowly working on making improvements here on this channel. I know it's been really slow. I started streaming back in June, in which case I quit in August because my computer was just horrible. I finally got a new computer, came back in December, did a test stream here. I went to do an official stream in Sacramento. That one was crazy successful. Uh, honestly, probably half the reason I've reached 180 subscribers so far. That gave me a ton of viewership and stuff like that. But ever since then, I've committed to trying to improve my streams, in which case, I haven't done a whole lot, but I do plan to get some audio here. So you can not only see the planes taking off, but you can hear them. And that, I think, is going to be probably the best upgrade I can make on this stream. I don't have Photoshop, so that's kind of one thing that limits my creativity when it comes to stuff you see on screen. But I did create this. This is kind of like the oopsie poopsie I messed up kind of screen. You'll usually see that at the beginning of my streams until I get the camera set up. Or if my battery dies or something, you'll see that. But yeah, just kind of some simple things I'm adding. And hopefully at some point I'll get some ATC on here, maybe some music if their audio doesn't work out. I think lo-fi is usually loyalty free and that's acceptable. But other than that, yeah, we're just, at some point maybe I'll get some higher quality streaming. I think this computer automatically sets it at 720, which isn't what I want, but I haven't figured out how to change that setting yet. Because I change it, but it doesn't actually change it. So, I'm not sure. I know my camera can film 4K though. It's not the camera, that's for sure. That is correct. My name is, in fact, Devin, the sole host of this channel. And hey, you know, if you ever come down to Boise, let me know. Not that Boise's even on your top 100 cities of places to visit, but you know, we got a ton of outdoorsy stuff to do. We've got like 100-something hiking trails just around the city within 30 minutes of wherever you are. So if you ever come down here, let me know. Then again, I'm also doing college and stuff, so I might not actually be here. But you know, that's fine. And hopefully, even after college, I do hope I'm still streaming. I'll be working probably 9 to 5 and stuff, but you know, streaming for 3 or 4 hours won't be that bad. You'll share the stream on your Facebook page? Awesome. That is actually really kind of you. Um, you know, any sort of acknowledgement of the channel always helps it grow. Which I'm sure you've definitely learned the same ways I've learned, or some of the same ways I've learned. So thank you so much for doing that, though. Yeah, I don't know how much longer we're gonna be out here. I know I keep saying that, and I probably shouldn't. I should refrain from saying that several times, but all right, we'll do a good old flight radar check just to see. I would like to visit the U.S. one day and see places like this, not the usual Las Vegas or Seattle. Yeah, I mean, that's actually fair. I mean, I was just in Vegas a few days ago. That place is actually kind of a cool place to visit. But yeah, Boise's kind of on the lower key. Everybody's here pretty nice. As long as you don't say you live here and you just moved here, Boise's kind of upset with all the people moving here, which is, you know, it's inevitable. But it used to be a really small city, and it's grown by like 100,000 people or something over the last 5 years. So, but hey, if you're just visiting, yeah. A lot of people here are really nice. Obviously, you probably speak English as your first language, so that won't be a problem. But yeah, if you ever decide to come visit, I'm on Instagram, legitimate_aviation. Of course, all of you watching, I would love it if you went to go follow. But of course, that's not, you know, you're not required to. We've got an Alaska UN-75 heading out to Seattle over here. And this one is going to Seattle. I'm on flight radar right now, so that's for sure. I don't even know if that's still on camera. The sun is like blinding me in that direction, so it's hard for me to see what I'm filming. And this is going to be a crazy surprise to you guys. But there's another Alaska E-175. I think that's the 8th one today or something like that. But this one's going to Las Vegas. So that's what makes it different. It does look like that Southwest that we saw land earlier is getting ready to head out to Phoenix here in about 15 minutes or so. Although its transponder's on for some reason, so maybe it's leaving early. But yeah, if you don't want to visit New York or Las Vegas, I recommend, well, Seattle, it depends where you go. I haven't actually visited Seattle, but I've heard mixed things about it. But there's stuff to see if you're just there for a couple days or whatever. Boise's a pretty bland city compared to, London or New York or whatever. But, it's you can find stuff to do around here. Grand Canyon's always a fun place to go. Don't go in the summer. It sucks. Go there in like mid-spring or early fall. That's the best time to do it. Otherwise, it's going to be 90 degrees and you'll bake yourself to death. Yeah, I don't know. Of course, Texas. Texas is just known for being Texas. So if you ever go there, I know Dallas is like kind of the big city there, which it seems like you're trying to avoid. But Dallas has all the stuff to do. And it's relatively safe too, so. Then again, I probably have a different definition of safe than other people do, especially in other countries. I think the US ranks as like not even in the top 30 safest countries in the world, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. It also depends where you go. Because there are plenty of cities in the US that are very safe. All right. And this guy's going to Vegas. So that's cool. Oh, don't lose focus. Come on. There we go. Oopsies, did I click on that? I didn't mean to click on that. Was that on the whole time? I'm sorry. I thought I took that down. I usually don't try to leave comments up like that for long periods of time. All right. Well, we've reached 5 likes, so that's good. That was a goal for today. Of course, if we can reach more than that, I won't complain. Thank you guys so much for leaving a like for those of you who did. And of course, if you subscribed, I might like you a little more. But we'll just ignore that, right? Yeah, no worries. If you do enjoy the content, do be sure to subscribe to the channel. Just tells me, hey, people actually like what I'm making, like what I'm doing, and encourages me to keep going, making more, improving stuff as well. That's very dependent on subscriptions. I mean, it's relatively cheap to get a 4K camera or whatever, HD camera. So that's not really an improvement that I'm worried about. Computer, I just bought a new computer. Hopefully that'll last me a good 5 years or so. But like audio-wise, content-wise, like some of my trip reports, of course, the bigger channel I have, the more like behind the scenes and stuff I'll have access to. Because most of that stuff is based off of like media. So if I have a relatively good fan base, companies will be more likely to say, hey, you could come film whatever for us. Post it on your channel. because it helps them, helps me. But again, that's kind of all dependent on fan base. So that's kind of a few reasons to subscribe. I post once or twice a month. So, yeah. And it is kind of a little into the 5 o'clock hour. I'm going to go ahead and check Flight Radar officially just to see what's going on in terms of arrivals. Got another Southwest 737-800. Ooh, that's coming in from San Jose. Looks like that Sacramento flight's a little delayed. Be landing here in 30 minutes. Allegiant from Las Vegas is landing here in another 30 minutes or so. And American from Phoenix is also landing in about 30 minutes. Oh, and Alaska from Palm Springs. I honestly didn't know they still flew to Palm Springs, so that's a surprise. They'll be landing here soon. North Sky Aviation said, a great stream, and you are a great host. I've enjoyed it. That is always great to hear. Thank you so much for tuning in, North Sky Aviation. I don't know if you're headed out or not, but if you are, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been fun. Let's see about our departures here. Oh, not doing great on departures though. All right, well, I think I can stick it out at least another 20 minutes. We'll see if those flights are actually 20 minutes away. I've got 29% battery left on my extra battery, spare battery. That kind of just runs everything, so we shall see. Okay. And if you're just joining us, just waiting for some of the arrivals here. Not a whole lot of stuff going on. I'm still determining whether I stick around for another 30 minutes to catch like 6 arrivals all within about a 10-minute period, or if I just cut it now. But considering there's still a good amount of you here, 3 of you, but that's a fair amount. Not 0, right? I think I might stick around. And again, if you're just joining us, feel free to say hi in the chat. Yeah, we don't have a ton of chat action most of the time, just because of the size of the channel, but chat does liven it up, right? Especially when it's not super busy. All right. That's just a little view of the terminal. That's where literally every single flight out of here leaves. Every commercial flight, at least. And that is the Delta A220, who's going to be headed right on back over to Salt Lake City here in the next hour or so, of which we may or may not see. I'm getting a wee bit tired. We shall see. And it looks like that Southwest 737-700 is pushing back. I believe he's going to Phoenix. I don't know. You'd think I'd remember these things, but I don't. Let's see here. Phoenix, that's right. Okay, good. And 8 minutes away is the Southwest 737-800 coming in from San Jose. And right behind him is the American Eagle CRJ-700 coming in from Phoenix. A United E-175 coming in from Denver, about 20 minutes away, probably going to be the next arrival. And the Allegiant A320 or A319 from Las Vegas, also about 20 minutes away, followed by the Alaska E-175 from Palm Springs and the Southwest 737-700 from Sacramento. So we've got a nice plush era of arrivals here, all within the next 30 minutes. So be sure to stick around for that. I'm probably going to cut the stream right after because most of the departures after that time are just going to be those same flights going back. So, and that's probably not going to be much. So, yeah. Oh, and it looks like another Alaska E-175 from Seattle, also landing in about 20 minutes or so. So it's pretty much just a game of whoever gets here first. Yeah. We do have two cargo 757s arriving in 45 minutes. I don't think I'm going to stick around for those, unfortunately. Down to one viewer. One sole viewer. Well, whoever that one viewer is, thanks for sticking around. And hopefully soon we'll have some more activity. We'll see. Perfect. All right. Well, it's a little slow, but that Southwest is starting to taxi to the runway. So hopefully the next few minutes we'll have a departure on top of probably several arrivals. So yeah, just give it a few minutes and we should be back on track with the activity here atop the Boise Airport parking garage. And for those of you who don't know the time, for those of you who think, oh, is this stream live? Boy, it is live. It is 5:24 p.m. Mountain Time here atop the Boise Airport parking garage. My name is Devin. I am the one and only host here at Legitimate Aviation Live. It's currently 61 degrees. Pretty windy out today. I don't know the exact speeds. And I hope you're all having a very pleasant Easter Sunday afternoon, or whatever time it is where you are. We had somebody from the UK earlier, and it's probably midnight there now. So, you know, it's just kind of dependent on where you're from. But hey, if you are from out of the country, outside the US, do let me know. That's pretty cool. It's always really cool to hear where people are from. So, yeah. I mean, living in the US is cool too. I just live in the US, so it's more cool to meet someone outside, right? All right, and we can go ahead and focus in on that southwest over there. Might as well. There's nothing else really to look at. And I do see one of our arrivals out in the distance. Still probably 5-ish minutes away. I'm not going to bother focusing in on it until it's past the parking garage in terms of where I'm standing. And we've reached a grand total of 76 views total on this stream today. That's pretty good. I think that's actually a lot more than the last stream. So we are doing all right. So thank you guys so much for your support today. Um, Hope you guys stick around a little long for the last probably 30 minutes or so of the stream. I would like to be out of here by 6 o'clock. So we shall see. Unless something crazy happens and those two cargo planes coming in, those 757s, suddenly speed it up and get here in like half the time, then I might stay a little longer, but nothing longer than 6 o'clock, that's for sure. All right, I apologize it's so quiet. It's just it's not super busy at the moment, and it's just a little quiet in general. Getting a text message. Who is it from? All right, sweet. And we got another arrival here. It's the Southwest 737-700 coming in from San Jose. I think maybe it's the 800. I don't remember now. It is an 800. Sorry. All right. And at some point, we should have a Southwest flight going to Phoenix. And if you're just joining us, thanks so much for joining me, I guess it is. I'm the host, the only host. But thanks for joining the stream. We're just waiting on some arrivals. We've hit kind of the jackpot of arrivals here. Over the next 20 minutes or so, we should have roughly like, I think, 8 arrivals, maybe 7 at this point. We saw 1 land already. So every few minutes we should be having one. I do see one out in the distance. I'm not sure if there's one ahead of it or not. So yeah, we should be good on content if you guys are willing to stick around for a little longer. I do plan to wrap up the stream around 6 o'clock. So if you were thinking of, oh, I'll just come back, there probably won't be anything to come back to. So just keep that in mind. But we are going to make sure we get everything possible until we decide to close the stream. So, and that's that American Eagle CRJ 700. I think it's currently owned by Mitsubishi. I think they're the last ones who've bought out that aircraft type. And that's coming in from Phoenix, Arizona. This is one of 2, sometimes 3 American flights a day from Phoenix. They also have 2 or 3 flights to Dallas every day. Usually mainline, sometimes they go regional. I don't really understand their process, but and I see another arrival out in the distance, so we're just gonna point the camera over there until it shows up. All right. Next up should actually just be the United, I think. That's yeah, next up is the United E-175 from Denver, Colorado. Should be touching down here in about 3 minutes. And then right after that is going to be the Southwest 737-700 going to Phoenix. Just waiting to take off here. Yeah. And then after all of those will be Allegiance A319 from Las Vegas. Those kind of the next few flights here, in case you guys are curious. All right, and there's that United E-175. Come this summer, this exact flight you're looking at right now is going to be transitioned to a 737-800, of which case United will operate 4 daily mainline flights to Denver, with their only regional being at 5 a.m. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. They had that going for a while, in October, I think, September, October, sometime like that. And then they got rid of it. And I think July goes up to 5 daily, and they just get rid of the regional flights. So that's pretty cool. Just another thing to look forward to in the summer. All right, and there's that American CRJ 700 coming in from Phoenix, Arizona. And of course, that's N707EV. And I believe we should be having a departure here any second now. if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. I thought there was going to be a departure. It's just sitting there. Maybe they're waiting for another arrival? Sure. It's really weird. But at some point, either an arrival or a departure, whatever comes first, they're both inevitable. So, just stay tuned. I actually think that's it over there. Yeah, you can see the little southwest winglet over there. All right. And we've just got a few more arrivals today for the stream. And then we're going to be packing it up by about 6 o'clock today. That is 6 o'clock Mountain Time. So whatever the next closest hour is to whatever time zone you're in, that's basically going to be when we wrap things up. So stick around. This is probably actually going to be the busiest, maybe not quite the busiest, but close to the busiest time of the stream. So just be aware of that. Stick around. It's only 20-ish minutes, 25-ish minutes. So it's not going to be too much time of your day. Yeah. And we have officially been live for 3 hours and 21 minutes today. I think that is that. Well, that's definitely a record. I know that. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we'll probably just barely make it to 4 hours. It might be we won't quite make it to 4 hours today, unfortunately. But it'll be close. It'll be probably 3:50 or something that we make it to. So it looks like that Southwest is waiting for that arrival. So that's silly. They probably had more than enough time to take off, I would think. Especially considering the winds and everything. Oh, just before that arrival shows up, this Delta A220 going to Salt Lake City is pushing back here. We'll see how long it takes for this guy to take off, considering that Southwest has been sitting there for a good 10 minutes now. But we're just waiting on an arrival, which I think is going to be the Allegiant A319. So where is it? I don't see it. I thought I saw it. And that's the Alaska E175. No idea where it's. I think that's coming from Palm Springs, actually. That is the second arrival, second to next or whatever, for today. And I'm keeping my eyes peeled for that Allegiant. There we go. There it is. And that is the Allegiant Airbus A319 coming in from Las Vegas, Nevada. One of, I think, 4 flights a week to Las Vegas on Allegiant. Um, it looks like that Southwest is still waiting. So we'll just be waiting for that next arrival. All right. And that's an Alaska E-175 coming in from Palm Springs. Still a little high. It doesn't seem, maybe it's not, I don't know. Definitely being hit by the winds, that's for sure. All right, and that guy's an E-175 coming in from Palm Springs. Perfect. All right. It looks like we've now got 2, soon to be 3 departures stacked up. So hopefully soon. I don't see any arrivals. Huh, I don't know. I'm gonna snag some water real quick. There we go, there's the arrival. Oh boy, did I confuse these again? One of these is from Seattle, one of them's from Palm Springs. I didn't get the chance to check flight radar to see which one. My apologies on that. Alright, it does look like that Southwest is moving now. Getting ready to take off. Snag some water real quick. And okay, I'm getting notifications I've got low battery on the one device I cannot charge. Okay, I'm doing fine. Oh, no, it's still not taking off. It's the Alaska. Man, I feel bad for the people on that Southwest flight. All right. There we go. There's the arrival. And that's a Southwest 737-700. I believe this one's coming in from Sacramento. There goes that Delta A220 going to Salt Lake City. It's going to be taking off here soon, of which we may or may not see. Still got one more departure already lined up. That is the Alaska E-175. And after that, I think that's going to be kind of my last flight of the day here. I'm getting cold and I'm getting tired. So, but I've also been out here for 3.5 hours. So, I think that's a fair amount of time. Oh no, that's the Southwest. The Southwest is finally taking off, guys. It's crazy. That is a Southwest 737-800. And there's that Aviation A319 from Las Vegas. All right, looks like that Alaska E-175 is starting to move on the runway. We'll go ahead and focus our camera back on that guy. See what we can get. Probably just be a small shot though. Oh man, I'm like losing my mind today. That's not an Alaska, that's the United. The Alaska must have already left. There's so many Alaska flights here that I just assume it's Alaska until proven otherwise. Wonderful. And we got one more flight of the day. It is the Delta Airbus A220 going to Salt Lake City. Let's just make sure of that. Yeah, we're not going to wait for those other ones. All right, shout out to whoever the one viewer has been. Been kind of just watching the stream the whole time, it seems like. Or at least for a long time. All right. Well, it's been fun. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. It's a little before 6 o'clock, but I'm tired. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, my name is Devin. I'm up here atop the Boise Airport parking garage. This has been Legitimate Aviation Live, and hopefully we'll see you all next month for yet another live stream. And before we go, I just want to let you all know that we do have some special events going on the channel. We've got the Legitimate Aviation Extravaganza coming this June 17th through 19th. We're streaming in Las Vegas, Seattle, and Minneapolis. It would mean so much to me if you could come and join us then. Otherwise, thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all on the next one.